Hi. Do you trust me? Yeah. Jonas was standing on the stage in an earlier talk about trust. And you said, do you trust me? I felt, actually, that I was not even sure myself if I trusted you. He said that he didn't go to the party yesterday, he was up with his kid. But I don't know you that well. Do I trust all of you? No. I'm going to do an experiment. I'm going to see if I can fast forward our relationship so that we, in 20 minutes something, trust each other a little bit more. Are you up for it? Great. Because I'm a strong believer in trust. I'm a strong believer in that. I loved your talk, Jessica, and I just want to continue on that path by maybe just taking out trust as an essential part of our business world. So remember those balloons. What is a customer or an experience design firm? An experience design firm like Doberman is working with the design of everyday experiences. We do digital products, we do service design, and we help our clients to perform better by improving their innovation capabilities. This is my work too. As a leader for this company, what I try to do is try to understand how I can design a better everyday experience for the people that I work with. And we actually have a triangle. I loved that you talked about well-being, because in our triangle, in our business model, we say that we need to balance quality, profitability with well-being to become one of the best in our area in the world. Otherwise, it's not going to happen. And we've been struggling, trying for 15 years. We're still prototyping. I believe that the stuff that we do and the stuff that you're trying to do is pretty complex. You need to have people to work together to solve pretty important, innovative, creative, new things to perform better. And the more complex things you're going to have to work with together, the deeper your relationships needs to be. And very often today, isn't it so that, okay, we put together a project team, and this project team is going to be the best team in the world to solve this problem. It is even more important that we could fast forward that relationship building, that we could fast forward how we trust each other. Can we? Isn't trust something that you gain over time? Or is there a way to rethink how we do it? I actually think it's more about redo. Since I'm a designer, maybe it's more about redesigning, designing the way that we do things to be able to better deepen our relationships so that we can work better together. For the last 15 years, I've been trying to trust my team members or my colleagues that they are actually the best ones to run a company. We're 65 people today, and I believe that my management team, where we talk about the critical issues, is everyone. And if you're going to lead like that, you need to design how you have 65 people in your management team, don't you? I mean, the simple tasks, the simple decisions, I can make them. Okay, but the critical ones, like budgeting, Like making a decision if we're going to open up a New York office. That decision, I believe, I'm not the most clever one to make. It's the people that I have employed because I think that they are brilliant that should make those decisions. And that needs to be designed. It needs to be designed in a way so that we actually close our office 3 times a year only to get to know each other better, by openness, by actually lowering your guard and revealing who you are so that we can concentrate on our client work the other days. It is, for me, building our budget in Lego so that everyone for real understands it and, joy, thinks it's a fun thing to contribute to the budget. I don't know how it is with you, but in my workplace, it's not that Excel is the favorite thing. But doing it in Lego has been very, very successful. And what I also gained is an understanding in the organization for our critical decisions. Okay. So we can talk about this tonight, how you can co-create or prototype and gain trust in your own organizations. But can you do that with your customers? Do you dare to do it with them out of your safe zone? Today, you are my customers. And I was asked maybe to reflect a little bit on going even deeper and thinking about where do we meet our customers? Well, we meet them in meetings, don't we? Very often, in my world at least, and I have a meeting with you guys here. Is there a way for me to design this meeting so that I will get to know you a little bit better? Yeah? I have an idea. So and I was thinking, oh my God, you're so many. But we're going to try this. Okay, so we're going to do a polarization where you need to pick, you need to pick 1 out of 2. And you're going to do it, and I'm prototyping for you now. You're going to stand up, and you're going to move this direction or that direction. And it's perfectly fine if you bump into someone. That's knowledge. Okay, you will learn something, and I will learn a lot. Okay, so let's take the first one. Do you feel tired or inspired? Stand up, tired or inspired? Okay, great. You feel inspired. Okay, are you... Okay, it's moving a little bit. Next question. How did it feel? Did you bump into anyone? No? A little bit? Okay. Next one is, are you Swedish or non-Swedish? Oh. Hello. Yeah, perfect. Watch yourself, if you could see what I see. Okay. So those 2 were light ones. Are you an introvert or an extrovert? Here's the juicy stuff. Wow, this was a little bit more difficult for you. You're doing a little bit like this. I think one of the reasons why this one is a little bit more difficult is because now you're revealing something. And in some cultures, being extrovert is a good thing, and introvert is a bad thing. And right now, do I trust the person next to me, or do I know this? Do I have the self-awareness about myself so that I could even answer this question? Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, we can do more. Actually, I feel that I really, really got to get to know you a little bit better. I'm starting to feel that you trusted me to try something, And I dared to do it because I wanted to invest in you. I want us to gain that trust together. So what are the things, what are the kind of the mechanics? Now, Johanna promised on the stage that I should, give away a few practical things. Well, first of all, think of each meeting as something beautifully important. Think of it as something that you should invest in. How can you design a room so that people feel comfortable, but also focused on what you want to talk to them about, so that you go straight down, a little bit deeper, forget a little bit, oh, this was a sunny summer kind of thing? Well, for example, you can design the room. So this is a kickoff workshop with one of our clients that is in the publishing industry, and they are going to, in this session, first meeting, come up with new innovations for digital products. Okay, so I really need to force that trust for them to dare to, first of all, there are different hierarchies in this room. We need to get rid of that. How do you do that? By checking in. By making everyone in the room try at least to make them equally important, by having everyone have to say something that is important, that is not the boss's job. Okay, so it should be something that is relevant for the meeting, is revealing something about yourself, but equalizes kind of the team in there so that we can start to have a working team. So it could be if you are not very low in your relation, it could be my expectations, or it could be the best digital product in the world, something like that. But when you go deeper, when I do this internally, it could be something like, what scares you at work right now? Or is it something that we're not talking about that we should talk about? Let's talk about it. I think also kind of small tricks to design the meeting to be something that it wasn't last time. So for example, in a client that we've been working with for years, they had a little bit of a problem of, moving forward. They were kind of stuck. They had great workshops with all this designy stuff, but they needed something to make this meeting a little different. And one of my colleagues just came up with, what if everyone walks into the room and take off the shoes? Something brilliant happened, because everyone needed to do something that was slightly uncomfortable, and the team started to move. Small thing, big impact. They trusted each other to take off their shoes. There's a lot of what ifs in that. Or what if you see a team with hierarchy in it, and that checking didn't really do the job? Well, we opened up a New York office a year ago, and I've been, struggling a little bit about it being slightly more hierarchical in the US than in Sweden. So can we design around that? Well, this is the New York City Department of IT and Technology. And I wanted it to be transparent that we had that hierarchy in the room. So what they are doing, they're standing, it's an awful picture, but they're actually standing in a stakeholder map that is an epicentric map where the person who has the most power in the room is standing in the middle. And then, it's outside. Let's talk about it, because this is going to affect our relationships in this room. Let's just reveal it. Second thing I did, might have been a little bit too much in this particular case, but it worked out well, was that the working team had to adopt one stakeholder. And that was a little bit scary for them, because they had to take their boss and tell that boss, I'm going to, run everything through with you. But it worked out well. I think that you need in your workplaces to have some new tools. I think that, to design meetings, you not always need to do it in a very expensive or difficult way. There are certain tools that could help you. So we have a workshop locker where I sometimes just go in there and grab something and see if it could help me to have a conversation. Because tools actually make people braver. I can hide a little bit. So again, if we have clients who are going to talk about the future, these future glasses were perfect. They really, you can buy some from me, but they were brilliant. They dared to start talking about the future and make wishes for the future just by adding something. I've even had venture capitalists with startup role-playing in the same room because they gained trust by adding something. Okay, well, I play the photographer. Okay, but I play the bride. And they then try to walk in the shoes of the customers. So is this really for every meeting? I'm on a couple of boards, yeah. Could I really, really think that we should do this at Nobel? Really? So this is how it looks. In most of the boards, I'm actually not on the Nobel board anymore, my decision. But this is very often how it looks. And this is the most strategic room for an organization. Are those meetings well designed? In this particular meeting, and I don't think that you see, but I could help you, a cereal box. I implanted a cereal box so that we could start working a little bit different in this particular board. Interesting fact is that if you do that, I also need to understand that this language is not everyone's language. So when we did this, we actually had a McKinsey consultant translating all the Lisa stuff to McKinsey language. Because that was, my stuff was gaining trust so that we could talk about the important things, but it then needed to be translated into McKinsey language for the Nobel Foundation. I think that's good. I think that translation space is something that we sometimes forget. So I quit almost all my boards because I became chairman of these two. So I now run the show in two very important meetings. And these pictures represent what I did at our first meeting so that we can start gain trust, so that we will be a little bit more clever in those rooms. Usually, how many of you have been to a board meeting? How many of you do team building exercises with your board, checking in, putting on maybe 10% of you who are in the board? I was actually a little bit scared of bringing the Lego. First day at Utbildningsradion, who is the Swedish television educational company. I'm the youngest chairwoman they've had. I'm the first non-politician. I'm coming from a creative industry. I have no university degree. And I bring the Lego. Is that a good thing for me, for them to trust me, or is it a bad thing? Should have been more professional. And I was thinking, no, because this is what I believe in. I believe that we need to invest in our relationships in this board. So take the Lego, and what they had to do was to talk about themselves through something that they built. I now know so much more about the participants in this board, so I feel that we have gained trust already. Pearls we can talk about later. So, trusting your customers is again one thing. trusting your consumers, and this I can talk about a lot, but for real, trusting your consumers is interesting. Do you dare to have a new concept like NRK, just draw it and go out and meet the audience on the street and ask them, do you like this? Do you dare to do that? Do you dare to invite your consumers to participate for real? Do you trust them enough, or is it only input? Do they really help you decide, or do you more view what they do? Well, one of the most hands-on examples I took from, we're working with the Swedish radio, P3, for those of you who know that, and they are working on an innovation for this target audience. What did we do? Well, we didn't present the concepts to the management team. We presented it to the real jury. And you should see the faces of the team when you think you have the best idea in the world for a 14-year-old, and they says, Could be very, very hands-on, trusting your consumers. So I think that to be able to do better things, to be able to improve the well-being for the purpose of performing better, you need to invest in trust. And it starts with you. No one can tell you, I couldn't tell you, hey guys, trust me a little bit more. Please. Would be so much better if you just trusted me. It starts with how open I am, how much I trust you, and if I reveal more about me, you are going, hopefully, to reveal a little bit more about you. And since you are my jury, we're now going to see if this works. So if we are redesigning how we work together, let's just redesign this whole conference thing. I think that I should be the one sitting here asking the questions, and you guys up on the stage. Now you stand there and answer them. Come on, up on the stage.
All over. This is the ending picture of the conference.
Come on, a little bit faster. We're fast forwarding.
We hope you can all fit, somewhat.
Do you want to go first?
All the way up. You have to fill the back really tight. This is like the class of 2014. Can we do it? I think we can. You can sit in front, otherwise don't stand along the, the walls. Come in here to the middle. Looking good.
So can I ask a question?
Yep. Do you like this view? What do you feel about this?
This is awesome.
It's cool, huh?
I think all conferences should be like this. This is how it really feels to be you.
Yeah. And as we said, rethinking the whole design of this setup. Of course, you guys should be asking them questions. So you want to start?
Yeah, I'm curious. What is your dream workplace?
Okay, we need mics here. Dream workplace. Who wants to answer that one?
Right now, your office.
Okay, Lisa's office is one decision. Over here we have another one. I think we have a mic coming.
always cafes.
Cafes, okay. Someone else? You know what? I want you to do this because we have the wisdom of the crowd here. So think about your dream workplace, and then I say 1, 2, 3, and just say it out loud, all at once. Okay? You thought about it? 1, 2, 3.
Transparency.
Yeah, that's right. That's the right answer, actually.
Yeah.
Okay, Jessica, you have a question?
What do you think? No, I don't know.
Can we have mic on? Okay.
What is the one thing that you think is currently most broken about the way that we work?
Good question. Who wants to answer that one? Over there, please state your name and your number. No, but you know.
My name is Matthias Petrén, and I'm actually working as a boss. But I think the 8 to 5 mentality, the 40-hour work week, is the most broken part we have, totally.
What do you do about it?
Well, I'm trying to be a good example where I am. I've got 3 kids myself, so I had to take them to school, away from school. I was thinking a lot about what you said about emailing at 3 a.m. in the morning. I'm not trying not to do those kind of things, although I'm working now and then, always.
Okay. Some more broken parts of our working life. Over here. Behind you.
Hi, Jani, my name, and I think accountability is something that I find broken. And for me, it means that I, as a person, need to be accountable for the actions I take at work. So, for example, in order to get a good culture, work culture and values, I have to embrace them and also live as the values. And I think that brings passion to the work.
Right. Good point of view. I thought we had someone over there. Yep.
I think it's communication, like especially between the team. In Germany, we have the problem and the hierarchies also.
Is that a German problem, hierarchies, or?
I don't know. I'm not sure, but in Sweden it's more flat, and in Germany you really don't dare to even. I mean, if you see a problem, you don't dare to bring it up to the higher level. And that's the problem.
All right. Good. More comments? We have one in the middle there.
Hi, I'm John. I can say like time and space to explore for everything new.
Say that again. I think
Time and space to explore things.
Okay. Okay. So you want to have like ID time or exploration time or something? Sorry, I just have to take this picture. It's actually brilliant. Okay, more comments. In the back. Pretty lady in the back.
For me, I think it's the pursuit of profit above all else, and that's where the meaning is getting a bit confused. So I try to ignore that bit.
Motivation instead of profit. I actually, when you talked about the meaning in most companies was to get the guys at the top to become wealthier. No, I didn't feel the meaning coming close to me there. Okay, more comments? I see people having, over there. I see people doing selfies all over. It looks good.
No, but speaking about trust, I think what comes in between in lots of cases and situations is fear among your managers and among your colleagues and employees. And I don't know how to break that down, but we need to sort of reveal a bit of that and be braver and play more.
I think that what Jessica said about if you start, it's contagious. And I understand that it could be difficult to start if you have a boss that is very scared or not brave to be open, but I'm hoping that it's contagious.
And you don't have to start with your boss. You can start those types of interactions with your colleagues, and before your boss knows it, all of a sudden everyone in the organization will be acting differently except for the boss. And they'll probably get on board because they don't have anything else to do at that point.
Okay, good.
Hi, I'm Alex Subrizi, and one thing I think that is broken in many places I've worked is
the inability to be more explicit about money, who's getting it, how much of it they're getting, so that that concern that's pushed down can be released and the attention can go somewhere else, where it really belongs.
Wisdom all over. You know what? I think we have a last comment here.
I think that when you believe that you can change something, that you will. I think that a lot of people think that someone else should do it, but it doesn't start with them.
Can I just say one reflection?
Sure.
You're such an expert panel on this topic. And I think that we need to remember that we all are and try to formulate all this expertise in forums, like this. And, could we do more of this?
Sure.
In more conferences?
Yeah. Just steal it. Go ahead. All right. I hear the bell ringing. It's time for Uffe. Thank you very much for doing this. And yeah. No. Wait. That was good, but we are rethinking, redesigning. You guys should be clapping for them only. Woo! That's the end. All right, go to Uffe.